Well, hi there and welcome to this week's very short episode of Canadian Profits TV. My name's Dave Dubeau and I'm your host. And today we're just really going to focus on a mindset minute. And I'm going to share with you a very important lesson that I learned from a dwarf on a volcano. Stay tuned. All right, so for this week's Mindset Minute, I'm going to share a story with you from my days as a young traveling guy down in Central America. So I was in Guatemala and I was hiking around some small villages outside of Antigua, Guatemala. And there's a beautiful lake out there that's surrounded by 3 different volcanoes. And I was hiking up one of these volcanoes, and I think I was 21 at the time. I was much younger, slimmer, and in better shape than I am right now. And I was trudging up this volcano, and it was quite a hike. And I made it about 2/3 of the way up, and I was taking a break, and I looked down at the bottom, and I saw this little teeny weeny little person down at the bottom of the mountain with this huge bundle of firewood on their back. And I noticed it seemed really strange because they weren't trudging like I was. This person was actually kind of doing a little shuffle jog up the volcano. And I figured, wow, okay, they're not going to last very long. So I continued with my little break. I watched them start trudging, jogging up the mountain. And I turned around and continued up. So I'm hiking up the mountain, huffing and puffing and just getting completely worn out, when all of a sudden I hear behind me, I go, what the heck is that? And I turn around, and here is this teeny little man. Wasn't actually a dwarf, but he is very, very, very short. I mean, I'm thinking under 5 feet tall, probably 4'10". I'm going to guesstimate that the gentleman was in his 60s. Older gentleman, very wrinkled, very wizened, and he's got this huge bundle of firewood on his back, and he's been jogging up this volcano the whole time. And he said hi to me in an Indian dialect, gave a little wave, and kept going up the mountain while I stood there, my eyes bugging out of my head and my mouth dropping, going, what the heck just happened? So my self-inflicted ego was kind of bruised by this already, and I figured, well, okay, yeah, he can jog up pretty good, but it must be really light firewood or something. So I kept going up the mountain. I got up a ways ahead, and I saw the bundle of firewood that the man had been carrying, and he must have been off doing something in the coffee fields up there, or whatever the heck he was doing. So I went over and I decided, okay, well, I'll see how heavy this bundle of firewood is. And I tried to pick this thing up, and I was able to pick it up, but I was barely able to pick up that bundle of firewood, much less put it on my head or put it on my back. So not only had this guy jogged up the entire mountain, but he'd done it with probably an 80-pound or 90-pound stack of firewood on his back, jogging the whole way, passing this 21-year-old kid who thought he was in reasonably good shape. So, big lesson there is never, ever, ever underestimate people by their appearances. This guy, I can remember as I was eating his dust, looking at him, his calves were about this big. And I'm going to think that he's probably been running up that mountain every day of his life since he was 5 or 6 years old. That's just all he knows. That's all he's been doing. And he's perfectly designed for doing that. Me coming in there, tromping up there, I wasn't used to it, wasn't at all ready for it. So that's why it tuckered me out so much. But again, the big lesson is never underestimate people by their appearances. Big lesson for me right there. And it applies to all sorts of different areas of life. I can't say that I'm always perfect at that, but it sure has stuck with me. And anytime I catch myself, assuming something about somebody and then getting surprised, I remember that story of the dwarf and the volcano. That's your Mindset Minute for this week. All right, I hope you enjoyed my little story this week, and I just want to remind you that Stefan Arnio and myself are going to be starting our buy, fix, and sell cash-on-demand system. This training program is going to be starting very, very soon. You can find out all about that and get registered at buyfixsellsystem.com. Again, buyfixsellsystem.com. Have a great week. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.